You're listening to Table for Five with Felicia and Annette, only on LA Talk Radio.
You've seen The View. You've heard all the real talk. Now have a seat at our table. A table for five.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I was just looking down at us.
What are we doing? Where are we going? We're here. Welcome, everyone.
The day
Welcome
after.
Yes, the day after the election. Today is Wednesday, November 7th,
Yes.
2018. We're not in 2019.
Yes, no, I got it right this time.
Yes, 2018.
I wish it was 2019. But,
Well, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's some good things that happened last night. We'll get into that in a minute. But welcome, everyone. Yes. Good morning and welcome to Table for Five. If you're wondering where you are, this is Table for Five with Felicia and Annette. I'm Felicia.
I'm Annette.
And she's Annette. Welcome, everyone, the listening, viewing, sitting audience to our table. We're here. Yeah. You always out there will have a seat right here at this table.
Yes.
For all conversations that we have here, get you going, get you some controversy going. We already had like a heated discussion, and we weren't even on the air.
I know.
Like,
we should have left that for the.
We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna give you just
but
a little bit.
I don't remember what I said. it goes out of my head.
It ran in 1 year now. Same.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say that.
Oh gosh, I have an ear issue right now.
Yes, I was just gonna say. We are just having too good of a time here.
Exactly.
You gotta laugh or cry. I don't know. There's some election things going on. We're gonna get into that in a second. But we've got a great show for you to do here today. But you have some
housekeeping. Yeah. So as you know, you can find us on all our social media platforms, which are Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and what I love to call our one-stop shop, which is our website. So if you go to our website, you can find out all about us, how the show got started. You can find out about our guests, their organizations, about our previous shows, upcoming shows, and there's a little tab that says advertise with us. If you have something you wish to promote or market or sell, you can do that. Fill out the information. Someone very professional will get back to you. And also on our contact page, there's a little spot where you can put your email, and all we want is your email. We don't need your phone number, your address, or your baby's names.
Nope.
We just
credit card information.
Nothing. You put your email there, and twice a week you get an email, a newsletter. That's what it is, a newsletter from us, and it lets you know what's going on and what shows are coming up, what shows have been in the past, what's going on in that month, and also all the information on our guests.
Yes, and all the little good tidbits of information that we give. We always learn something new from whatever month it was we have going on.
Our wonderful associate producer.
Something special.
Keeps us informed.
Give a little bit of education to the masses out there. But if you want to jump in on the conversation that we're having today, there's a phone number to call. You can give us a call at 818-570-5085, 818-570-5085, or we are on Facebook.
We're on Facebook Live right now at Felicia and Annette. Table for Five. If you're watching us on LA Talk Radio, you could open your computer, your phone, whatever electronic you have, and you can watch us live and shoot us a question. I know a lot of y'all like to leave comments and questions while we're talking, and I rarely look down. I try to look down, and then when I look down, it's too late. We're saying goodbye. So I'll try to remember to kind of look down and see what's going on. But
yeah, jump in on that conversation. The conversation that we're going to be having today, let me introduce our show's topic to you. It's called Love in Action.
Yes.
Charitable organizations that you can be a part of. This is November, we're calling it the month of giving.
Yes.
We, are highlighting different things that are happening and going on, and want to give you resources to be able to go out and do stuff too. So in studio, we are happy to meet our guests, Cassie. Is it Cassie Leon?
Yes.
Oh, very good. I always have a hard time with people's names. Cassie Leon, volunteer coordinator at the San Fernando Valley Rescue Mission, and Liz Phillips, director of street outreach with LA on Cloud 9. I'm going to give you guys a little round of applause. You don't have ears on. Going on there.
Thank you.
And welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're excited to have this conversation with you and bring your organizations, have you explain to everyone what your organizations are about and how we can get involved and what you do and all those good things.
Yeah. So I'm going to just introduce you guys formally. Cassie Leon. We want to say Casey, that's why, but it's Cassie Leon is the volunteer coordinator At the San Fernando Valley Rescue Mission, she connects the community to opportunities to partner and volunteer at the rescue mission. Her passion is not only to educate the community on the homelessness, but also to inspire and connect individuals on how they can use their skills, passion, and giftedness to serve one another with dignity. The San Fernando Valley Rescue Mission strives to provides refuge, recovery, and support to those experiencing homelessness through the support of the community. To get more information, you could go to www.sfv for San Fernando Valley rescuemission.org. sfvrescuemission.org. Next to Cassie is Liz Phillips. She is the Director of Street Outreach with LA on Cloud 9 and has been an active member of Cloud 9 for approximate 2.5 years.
Correct.
As the Director of Street Outreach, her job is to make sure they have all the necessary items to complete their weekly missions, in addition to maintaining the level of donations for their mission. Liz has known about Cloud 9 for over 5 years and attended their first Thanksgiving picnic in 2012. One of the things that attracted Liz to Cloud 9 is that they are real people. We are all come from different aspects and backgrounds, but come together as a team to bring a smile and a little compassion to give people experiencing homeless. Their website is www.lacloud9.org. www.lacloud9.org. Those they will be on our social media. If you go to our Instagram, all their information is there, and also it'll be on our Facebook Live page.
Yep. Links and
all the links are there. Yes.
So welcome, ladies, and good
Thank you.
morning.
So great.
We are. This is Wednesday morning, like I said, November the 7th, the day after our midterm elections here in California and across the nation. And some people are happy, some people are sad. I have to say, shout out to
Katie Hill win?
we don't know yet. Right now, last I heard, she was up by 4,000 votes. So go Katie Hill. She's representative in my area out in Santa Clarita. So we're hoping that we can flip our area. Haven't gotten those results in yet, though.
4,000's not a lot.
It's not a lot. Every race, though, like the really local ones in various different regions, not like the big governor. I feel like the governor races and stuff like that, the bigger ones, for whatever reason, they are already counted, or maybe they're up by so many more that they can call it. But it's these really small local elections, like for city council and assembly people and things like that, representatives that are really close. And so to me, it drives home more. Every vote counts. My son and I were discussing it this morning in the car. Like every single vote really does count, because you know you have to wait until provisional ballots, you know, come in and get counted, and you know all this other kind of stuff. So that kind of delays it. Because my son woke up this morning and was like, "What are the results? Who do?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, we don't really know, like everybody, but." But shout out to, there was a lot of women.
99 women will be in the House.
Wow.
99 women. That's
fantastic.
huge.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm a woman and because we're like women and girl power. I think that's really good, but I don't want to lose sight of the fact that to me it speaks more to diversity.
Yes.
You know, like it's not like, oh, we only love women. We love men too, but it's just, you have to understand that it's been such a male dominated thing for so long that give us a little bit of a break for being excited, because yes, it is women and they're qualified women. It's not like, oh, she's a woman, so I'm going to vote for her just because she's a woman.
And let me go run for office knowing nothing about it.
Exactly. They're qualified people, and the diversity that they bring. I didn't realize, and this is really bad on my part, that there were 2 women that were of Native American.
Native American. We have a Muslim, Native American, a Puerto Rican. The diversity is huge, not only in just them being women, but ethnically.
It's
that's
so
really awesome.
phenomenal and so fantastic. I'm really proud of America.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes.
A couple of upsets, but you know we can't get everything. But we did want to touch on, because our topic was, you guys are local organizations that affect California. One of the propositions was Prop 10. Do you want to explain what?
Yeah, Proposition 10,
which didn't pass.
It didn't pass. It was a yes or no vote, and it was for rent control in the Los Angeles area. And basically, how it was explained to us when Mel was on was that it was just giving the cities the right or the power back to them to decide whether or not they wanted to have rent control in their areas. So it did not pass, and a lot of people are very happy about it. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts working with the homeless community. How do you think that's going to impact? Do you think Prop 10 would have helped us? I thought it was very interesting that Proposition, I think it was 12, the cruelty to animals proposition, where they don't want the animals in cages anymore, like passed with flying colors.
Yeah,
like
we're gonna get fresh eggs.
I don't know if they're gonna be any fresher, but
Well,
didn't say
they're
that they
free
had to be-
range chickens.
Right.
But they didn't say that
They're
they had to be
required to
fed
be.
organic feed. They could be
Right.
still
Right.
feeding them antibiotics and a whole bunch
have
of
to be
crap.
free
They
range.
just don't have to be in a teeny tiny little
Yeah.
cage. It's supposed to be a certain size now. So the people, listen, people, they're not going to be letting chickens out like in a
Yeah.
Well, it
backyard.
depends.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
letting them go
Yeah.
down your
It
driveway
depends
and
on
down the middle of
farm.
the
It
street.
depends on the
Well,
farm, because there's
well,
free
you would
range
hope,
farms
yes.
and free range
But the
cattle
people
farms.
who want to still maximize their money,
yeah.
they're going to go at the limit of the cage, and whatever. But my point is to that is that it like passed with flying colors. And it was sad to me on Proposition 10 that I think that there was a lot of misinformation out there, and we were disagreeing a little bit about the fact that, is it going to affect people's property values? Is it not going to affect? And, how that kind of played into people's voting and how they voted. And I don't feel like there was a lot of good information out there. I think there was a lot of scare tactics. And I don't think that people did their due diligence and really looked into the how it was going to affect maybe them in their area and necessarily. And I know you had a strong opinion about it.
Who I did? I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out why this is looping in a way that I can't unsee. But anyway, I did have a strong opinion about it. I just felt like people we're in a society right now that we're consumed with what affects my pocket and my kitchen table and my life. We don't look outside of what's affecting our neighbor or what's affecting the homeless. Or, we're privileged enough to not live in communities that we see homelessness all around us. You guys see homelessness every day or once a week, like you see. So you can speak more to the effect of this proposition failing and not going through. And I just feel like when I voted yes, I was thinking about the family that needed that opportunity to have a home. I wasn't thinking about the fact that, if my property is going to go down in value and I'm going to lose some money and I'm going to, because if we keep thinking that way, no one is going to get a step up, a hand up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
My thing is the bottom line is that people who have rental property might not necessarily always come to it with that. Like, people in certain situations that, might be, they're not even affluent. They are privileged enough to be able to have this rental property. Not everybody has that mentality. Some people might use a rental property as a source of income, a legitimate source of income. And if they lose that won't be good for them.
But how would they lose it?
Taking,
like, I don't understand how they would lose it.
Well, they wouldn't make any money from it. They wouldn't be able to get renters in, or because I think what we were talking about is that if it passed, people were afraid, or the rhetoric was that if it passes, then people would be afraid that, rent control would be so nominal and it would take over and be so low that property values would go down, and therefore people would start selling off their properties. And then there would be hardly any properties for people to rent, and so it would, create this, whatever. So people who had rental properties wouldn't be able to rent them for a decent price or a good price or at a higher price, what they might need. Or if you go to sell your rental property, you might not be able to get what it is that you maybe need to pull for them. Yeah. Right. And so if you have someone that is a source of their income, then that is like taking food off of their table. So not everybody is like lumped into that thing, is just my take on it.
I know, but what I said earlier was how it was presented to people, the voters, is that scare tactic, and the people who were behind that movement are the people who own buildings. Right. They're not just owning a house or an extra little house or an apartment. The people who were behind pushing the scare tactics are people who have deep pockets. Yes. And it didn't matter, quite frankly, to them whether that went over. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because they own multiple
It wasn't
buildings.
It's not going to affect them.
Right. It wasn't going to affect them at all.
Way.
But I just felt that it was a selfish response. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. It was a selfish response to the masses of, no, I want mine. Right. And what about the people? Like, okay, so the people who voted
yes for it. So what are we going to do about the homeless issue? Now that you got you.
So that's what, but see, that's where we fall into the slippery slope.
That's where
they're not going to do anything about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, I get to keep my property. I get to control my rent, and those people have to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you feel sorry for them, and I'm so sorry. And I'm like,
here's $10 or here's $20. Let me buy you a meal like Christmas, at Thanksgiving, and here you go. I've done my duty. I've done my. Let me pat myself on the back. For the year I've done here's some old clothes out of my closet. I've done my good deed and stuff. That's not what it's about.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, because we think you give something.
And don't get me wrong. We are so thankful for everything that we do get.
Yeah,
please don't get me wrong.
But it's the big picture.
But it is a big picture around the yearly thing. This happens. It's not just at the holidays that there's homeless people. It's not just at the at the hard times that there's homeless people that you want to think here. We want the community. We want the cities. We want the nation pretty much right now to realize that there's homeless all year round here. It's not just
at the holidays.
And this is not so much, this is also for people to be able to, this is people who are working for affordable housing. It's not, you have the homeless problem, and then you have the working class that can't even afford rent.
Right.
So it's two different things we're talking. Yeah, it's two different things.
And I think the proposition was made because it's so out of control. So there are people, who have bought properties that are really expensive, and so they have to charge a nominal fee for it because that's what they paid for it. But then there are also people who are still charging that same amount, but they didn't buy their property at that.
Or
so
they may have
need to
owned
be
it for X amount of
forever,
years, and they own actually the property, and they're still charging these outrageous amounts here. That's the kind of things that we have to look at too.
And Los Angelinos, you have to remember, we have the highest, I think right now, the highest population of homeless people.
Yeah.
And so if you don't do anything about it, they're going to come into your neighborhood. Where I don't care where you live. You can live in Beverly Hills, Bel Air. I don't care where you live. Holmby Hills. Yeah. They're coming in your neighborhood.
Not just they're already there.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And
you
you
have
have to face it.
In the shopping carts, living off of their shopping carts or strollers. There are people that are living in their cars that you can't really tell. You don't really know. They're parked outside of elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools because they can't afford a home. And so they want to park close to where their children can go to school. And there are so many children that are in school right now that don't have a home. And that's disgusting, quite
really
frankly.
is, absolutely.
And so we have to do a better job. And I think this proposition was trying to do that, and it got chopped down. And so thank God for organizations like you guys. We'll segue into it, and I want to talk a little bit about, that was a good point that you made, because one of my questions was, do you see a rise at this obviously time of year of people coming in and wanting to help, and what is this is obviously probably the most traffic, and what is the least amount of traffic, but
before you answer that, just tell us
about your organization.
Whoever wants to start first, about your organization and how you serve in the working class poor and the homeless.
Yeah, if I can share one thing too, kind of related to Prop 10. We had a lot of conversations, obviously, on our staff about this, and kind of what could happen. And we didn't really know everything that could be impacted. But what we see in our organization with families specifically, a lot of first-time homeless individuals because of high rents. So they've not been homeless before, but they're now homeless because their rent is too high to afford. As well as most of the guests in our program that find housing are moving to Lancaster, Palmdale areas and commuting into the valley, which sacrifices time with their family. It's more commute time, more commuters on the road, which obviously impacts all of us as well. So just something to mull over and think about is the people that are impacted by high rents are now moving out of the city but are still working in the city. And these are families, these are people with young children living in their cars. A lot of motels are full of families right now. So just something to kind of keep in mind is...
So the motels are becoming the new apartment building.
The motels are now short-term apartments with no no way of getting out of it. There's no resources to getting them further. It's just plop in a motel because that's,
at least to get them
at
some
least
kind of shelter.
at least they're sheltered. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us, what does San Fernando Rescue Mission do? What kind of services they provide and how people can know about the organization?
Yeah, so we are a shelter for families. So we take in families with minor children. So we have single moms, single dads, and couples with kids. We have a 90-bed capacity. But our program is more of a life recovery model. So the goal is to have them come in and actually move into stable housing, but that includes life recovery. So if they need therapy, they need a new community of support, they build their life skills, their job skills, and the goal being having a gainful job before they move out so that they really can continue to grow and not fall back into the cycle of homelessness or the cycle of poverty. We see a lot of domestic violence cases. It's very heartbreaking. A lot of women with really low self-confidence don't think that they can care for their family. It's heartbreaking, but to see the transformation through the empowerment of our program is what keeps us moving along every day with the single dads, single moms, and the couples themselves as well. What we do is only possible through partnerships. We have so many community partnerships that help with our classes and our skills workshops, and our food needs and our hygiene needs. Everything is because of the community of the San Fernando Valley, and I've never lived in a place that supports nonprofits the way that the people here in the Valley do. So
that's fantastic.
Even though Prop 10 didn't pass, thank you guys. There really is an astounding amount of people that are at least trying to get involved and trying to share. So
is your organization then run solely basically on donations and sponsorships from private people, entities, groups?
So
companies?
we are privately funded, so we don't take government funding of any type. It just allows us to not have any strings. There's certain limits on things that we don't have to follow because we avoid taking that funding. We do private sponsorships. We have private donors. We do mailings during the holidays, which bring in a large percentage. So you get that little Thanksgiving flyer in the mail that says $21 to feed 10 people. Like, we get enough that supports us not only for Thanksgiving but throughout the year. And then we have thrift stores that are our main source of stability as far as helping us bridge the gap between what comes in and
now, do you have anything that people right now, because Thanksgiving everybody wants to be charitable?
Yes,
they're looking, it's such Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Yes,
everybody. So is there anything specific that's going on at the rescue mission that people can volunteer for or donate to?
Yeah, so we do a Thanksgiving community event because Thanksgiving is the number one time that people ask to volunteer. It's limited right now to partners and volunteers that are currently engaged. I do have a waiting list.
Oh, wow.
We take in 200 volunteers and it fills up within about a week.
Wow.
So I would encourage you guys to get involved regularly. We have open houses that we host monthly. It's a great way to come learn more and find out if there's a good fit for you, but we also do some education about what's happening in the Valley during that event. We are doing toy drives for Christmas.
When is
We're jumping on that
event usually?
That event is November 17th. It's on a Saturday. We partner with North Valley Caring Services. We're providing resources, a meal, showers, and...
the 17th is an open house or...
No, that our next open house won't be till the new year because of our events. Yes.
So,
we just missed our last open house for the year.
What were you going to say about the toy drive?
So for Christmas time, we put on a Christmas store for any family that's been in our program in the past several years. We do a pop-up Christmas store where the parents actually get to shop for their kids. And we have volunteers that come in and wrap the gifts. And then we do fun holiday festivities in another room with the kids and kind of distract them while their parents are shopping. The best way to help is to do a toy drive, so new unwrapped toys or gift cards or holiday gift wrap and bags. You can reach out to me if you guys are interested in hosting something like that. I don't know that there will be volunteer spots available, but you can also reach out to me about that. Again, it's a pretty popular time of year to get involved. But and that's a great way to...
They can contact you through the website?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. If you go to the staff page or the volunteer page, my information is listed there. You guys feel free to reach out to me. It's a busy time of year.
Yeah,
I will do my best to get back to you.
Yes.
My favorite thing is educating the community. So please reach out
But
to
I'm
me.
a planner. So how many open houses did you say you had? You only have one?
I do them once per month.
Oh, once a month.
The
Okay.
exception being usually December. It's a low attended one, as well as I'm the event manager now. So
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot going on.
Our last one was last Saturday, and it was my last one for the year. But we will be scheduling one in January. I don't have it listed yet, but they can reach out to me for the date.
Is that information generally on the website of when we can come in, or should we just reach out to you directly to find out when your next open house is? Because that's the open house is what you're saying. Get ahead of the game and plan ahead.
And you can participate all year.
Yeah. So you can go in
Yes.
early, get the information, maybe January, February, if you've already got causes this month or this year. So we're going once a month. We're going to get involved and get acclimated into the system so we can then volunteer whenever we need to. And I wanted to ask you about your resources that you have at the facility. So you mentioned like therapy and, you want to give the people resources beyond to give them something different or help them grow. What specifically do you have? Do you have like, therapists, social workers, job training, and is that on a consistent basis? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So our guests, the goal for the program is to be 3 months into housing, which is unrealistic in the climate that we're in with not just affordable housing, but a lack of housing in general. So it's not realistic, but we do have some families that make it out that quickly. But so when they come in, they're assigned a case manager. So the case manager is essentially functions as a social worker. They just don't have to be licensed. And they are the cheerleader of that family. So they help them build their unique plan, give them all the resources in the community that we partner with in order to help with things like financial planning. We do partner with Operation Hope for financial planning and credit repair resources. We have a close relationship with CSUN. They come in and they do therapy. We have a marriage family therapist that gives her time. She's a wonderful, extraordinary woman who comes and does individual therapy as well as women's group therapy.
Fantastic.
And all their meals 2 times a day are taken care of as well. And then we bring in a lot of volunteers to just build into the kids positive influences in the kids' life while the parents are in their different classes as well. And then we have other partners that do quarterly workshops. So we have a weekly workshop for housing and resume building, and then we also have some other partners that come in and do job workshops as well, about quarterly. Yeah.
And do you have to? So do you take in both homeless and just low-income people, or?
They have to technically be homeless in order to qualify. It depends. Like if they are on the verge of being evicted, that might be a case that we could take on. It kind of each situation gets individually intook, and then they have a meeting and talk about each case, and that's kind of how they approve cases that way. Typically, people don't even reach out unless they're on the verge or already living in a motel or living in their car.
Yeah, I was going to say, so these people are working though, but the majority of them are still working like a job.
I would say the majority of them come in without a job. We have a few that come in with. So their first thing on their agenda or their goals list is to find full-time employment within a month of living there is their first goal.
So you mentioned a number to call. I didn't even know that number existed when you find yourself homeless, and that number is?
211 is a resource that anyone can call.
Wow.
Yeah, speak to somebody, an operator that will find out unique
24 hours a day.
Yep, unique things about their situation and try and direct them to the best resource. So whether it's us, whether it's a food bank, whether it's, another resource in the community, they will direct them towards the best resource. So that's a great way to if
first
you know
step.
someone, that's a great first step.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I had no idea. I was like, that's really important information because
211 is absolute, and they'll find out zip code by zip code where you're at and direct you to the right resources in that area.
Right then and there.
So if you're in LA, if you're in the San Fernando Valley, if you're in the Harbor area, whereabouts in LA area that you are, they would direct you to that resources or that help center that can help you at that point.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And I love also, too, I'm going to just jump in here real quick. I love that you call them guests. I love that. I think that's it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that to be respectful and to understand that they're guests, because they're not going to be here permanently, but they're guests, and you should welcome them as such and take care of them as such too. So a little bit more specifically, you said you had 90 beds and a case manager. How many, like, that's 90 beds, so if you have a family of 4, then that's 4 of your beds. So correct. Typically, how many families or groups of people would you say that you can house at your facility?
Typically about 15 to 20 families. It also depends on how many, case managers we have available as well, because they can only handle so many cases. So they take on anywhere from 5 to 11 cases, depending on how many staff we have. So I would say probably 15 to 20. I think we're right in the 15 category right now. And
I broke that down to kind of give people like an idea. Like when you say 90 beds, people are like, oh, well, that's kind of a lot. They're helping a lot of people. The fact of the matter is, it's not really a lot. It's a small facility, and you're only able to help so many people, and so it's not a lot of people. There's still a plethora of people, and I'm sure you have to turn people away.
Yeah, we do have waiting lists. And then we do have safety things in place, so there are certain people that won't qualify for the program. We're not a drug rehab facility, so we have to refer out for anyone that's currently struggling with drugs or alcohol abuse. We have a lot of partnerships in the community because not everyone is a fit for our program. So we do refer out.
Oh, very good.
To a lot of
here's a question. So since you have people living there, do you have 24-hour staff?
We do. We have staff on duty 24 hours a day, just one staff overnight. So we have a few staff that serve overnight, and bless them that I don't have to be one of them. And then, we have a few shelter staff on each evening doing dinner and facilitating volunteers, and then we have a handful of administrative staff. So.
Wow.
So there are people on staff at your organization.
Yes, we have about 15 staff on our staff. I'm amazed by this woman right here, because she was telling me they are a completely volunteer agency.
Yes.
And that is truly just inspiring, and thank you for what you're doing. You are the model volunteer right here.
Absolutely.
Being a volunteer coordinator, you are the dream.
And I brought that up to kind of talk about the difference in between that you struggle and how hard it is, and you have staff that come there and that come every day and have set hours that they're going, and it's around the clock. And then we have other organizations that are completely volunteer based, and we want to get into what a difference it is between the two. But
so tell us, and you can always chime in, but what LA Cloud 9 does.
Okay, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Claudia, our founder and stuff. She's having some health issues right now, so I want to say, if you pray, if you send good thoughts, or if you send pixie dust, is what I say. Please do it. We need. She needs our prayers right now. Yeah.
Yes.
She's really having some health issues, so I
prayers
love Claudia.
Out to Claudia, if you're watching,
Claudia, hopefully you're watching us. We love you. I'll come see you later today. Let you know what's going on.
And she is the founder.
Claudia is the founder.
Of LA
Claudia founded the organization because of her background. She was homeless. She was a drug addict. She almost lost her children to the county. So she knows what people are going through. She was there. A lot of us have experienced either drug addiction or homelessness. A lot of the people volunteering. So we know what it is to give back. When people get back on their feet, to be able to do this for somebody else. LA on Cloud 9, we are totally volunteers. There is not one person here staff. We do not have that. So everything we give, we are community donation based. Exactly. Every donation goes back into our goals. I run the street missions and what we call our street outreach.
So tell us a little bit about that. What does that mean? Street mission, street outreach. It sounds
we call ourselves
exciting.
Soldiers. We call ourselves street soldiers.
Yes.
What we do is once a week we come together on a Sunday. We come together at our storage facility and we build blessing bags. That consists of hygiene items, soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, a wet cloth to wash themselves down. If we get more donations such as towels, sometimes we get pillows, sometimes lots of blankets. Oh my goodness, blankets are a blessing right now. Anything that we can get, and then we get food. We have snacks. Sometimes we get cup of noodles, and cup of noodles, if you guys don't know, are still huge. Even if they're made with cold water, they're still and we don't think of it that way and stuff. We don't think of it. A lot of restaurants do allow them to come in and get hot water from their we'll fill it up with soap. We do have found that out, but they do eat it with cold water, also cup of noodles. We build these blessing bags, and we usually hit South Central area, Watts area, and we go out to the streets. Sometimes there's been as little as 3 of us. Sometimes there's been as many as 100 of us at the holidays. And we hit different areas. We go in our own cars. It's all volunteers, so you get that it, and we go bless people. Our main thing is we give them with a smile. We go out there and show them a little bit of compassion, because that may be their only smile that they get for the day. And that is what we are strongly stress. It's compassion that we go out there. We hug people. I don't know how many times that I've gone out there and hugged somebody that smells that we may not think that smells great, that they are dirty, that you obviously know they haven't taken a shower in a while.
And you still feel compelled.
I still feel compelled to give them a hug, to give them, shake their hand, to sit down next to them and just say, hey, how's your day going? Can I help you get any resources? Do you want to go into a facility? A lot of times they'll say yes, and then 2 minutes later they'll say no. You
it's a
willing
very
to?
small window.
It's.
Why is that? Why do you think they're forward, and then again, what are they afraid?
They're afraid. There are a lot.
Issue.
It's a very much trust issue here. We try to go into some areas that we're very familiar with, that we get to know people, that they build trust on us. I was explaining to them, we go to a lot of areas that they say, oh, Cloud9, hey Liz, how's it going? They know us already. That brings them more to the point of maybe we can get them help. Maybe we can get them off the streets. A lady, and she goes by Big Mama, was just housed about a month ago. She got housing after being on the streets for almost 12 years. And she got housed, and she was just the amazement in her eyes. We were there when she got housed, when she got her keys, and we were able to bring her donations of couches, and I have a part of my backyard done off from my husband's not happy, but it's there. It's donations, couches, microwaves, things like that they don't get from being housed. And we brought her these things, and she was literally dancing around. She, not having a couch, a clean couch, for 12 years, knowing that she has a bedroom to go to, knowing she has her own bathroom to go to.
Does she have a job? How did she?
She does not have a job. It's a Section 8 housing. She had her voucher. Actually, I take that back. She might not have had a voucher and stuff, but we do house more Section 8 people and stuff, the Section 8 community.
So did it take her 12 years just to kind of decide to build up that trust and understand that, there's hope and maybe these people can help me or someone can help me?
Yes and no. Without going into details, there was a lot of drug issues. There was a lot of scared issues, I think. I think there was domestic violence behind it. A lot of people, there's a lot of trust issues going out to building relationships, and that's why we do a lot of building relationships out there. It's hard. It's really hard to see, yes, they want to go, and then all of a sudden they'll say no. So, it's...
So she was able to take that step and
right,
go through
she
the
was
process,
able to take, absolutely.
And then she was able to eventually get into her own place.
Right,
which was
absolutely fantastic.
And to see that,
the joy of it, and to see the progress of it, absolutely. To know that she is, sleeping at night under a roof.
Yeah, that's
now.
fantastic.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, if I could piggyback off of something that Liz shared. As volunteers, and they go out and they shake a hand, they give a hug, they give a smile, they say hello. That's not something that you only have to do as a volunteer. I always encourage the community, the first step you can take in bringing dignity and value back to a human being living on the street is just waving, saying hello, asking how they're doing. And it's awkward at first. It's so awkward, but they feel invisible, they feel isolated, they feel like they are just hated in society. And so one thing you can do, I always tell people, like, don't put yourself in an unsafe, if the person seems like they're very unsafe, you don't need to go. I think there are situations where you can hug them and that kind of stuff, but if you don't feel safe, don't say, oh, well, they told me on the radio.
Right, exactly. No, please, right.
Yeah, don't come looking for us.
Even when you're getting off of an exit, off of the freeway, and you see that same woman, there's a woman that sits on the corner of Nordhoff and the 405 exit. And I rolled down my window one day and I just said, hey, how are you? What's your name? I drive past you all the time. I stopped my car and I went over and talked to her a minute. found out her story, and there's clearly mental health there. There's clearly some other issues going on, but I just wanted her to know that she is valued, and I still see her as a person.
Yeah,
and I think
anybody,
all of you can do that to some extent.
It costs you nothing.
It costs you nothing, absolutely. And,
Make
and
eye
that's
contact.
something that I learned from our former director, just even saying, I see you, I just wanted you to know, and I don't have anything to give you. If you don't, you don't.
Right.
Just giving them, you're giving them dignity.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I wanted to ask you about something you guys do specifically on Cloud9, which is with the pets. Talk about that.
Absolutely. One of the things that we do is when we go out to the streets, we always bring pet food with us, dog food, cat food. We bring bowls and we bring gallons of water with us too. We have found many pets as companions of people. They care more for their pets than they do for themselves a lot of times. They will make sure that their pets are fed before they actually eat. We do provide rescue if they are willing to give up their pets, and we take them to a rescue organization to be able to find a forever home.
That's hard, though.
It is very hard. It is very hard, but sometimes they know that they are not in situations where they can't take care of their pets, and they would rather have. I actually have a dog that was rescued off the streets from Cloud9. She doesn't have any teeth. She has half her jaws gone, and we have no clue. The vets have yet to be able to figure out how old she is. She's probably about 9, so she would be a senior dog. But she's the most loving little dog. I mean, she would just put her head up against
you.
you.
They really are the best pets out
there. They really are. They really are.
They
Rescue
are the best
pets,
I've
right?
ever known.
Right.
And even just the ones that are living with.
Oh, absolutely, with the homelessness.
The chronically homeless.
Oh, yeah.
They're the most mild-mannered, most behaved dogs
Right.
I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. I mean, for
really
a dog to sit there, I have a dog at home. It's a crazy dog. I could not imagine my dog sitting on the side of a freeway exit or entrance
and just sitting there
and just sitting there
and
and
they
laying
just
there.
follow them,
and they follow them everywhere they
Right.
are. And I can see why people have them as companions, because they are like their true loyalty as a pet comes out, and you can see it in that moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we do. That is definitely one of the things. And if you decide to donate to us and you specify that you want it for a pet, absolutely, that will go towards our animal rescues, and that will go towards some of the vet bills that we have when we find a pet injured. We take it to a vet that works with us. So absolutely, that it will go towards an animal rescue. Like, again, we are 100% volunteers. We do street missions once a week, except for the Saturdays. We do it on Sundays, except for the Saturdays. We have our community picnics in MacArthur Park.
And that's once a month.
That is once a month. That is once a month, the last Saturday of the month. Okay. So we do that, and that is for low income and homeless. Okay. What we do provide there is we provide food, a hot meal. We provide clothing for them if they want to come and get some clothing. We provide haircuts. We provide, I can't say all the time, pet grooming. They can bring their pets to be groomed. We have a safe area just for the kids. They can do face painting. They can do coloring, because a lot of times the parents want to just be able to sit there, maybe look through clothes without having a kid jumping on them. Right. We take them there to do some crafts. And it's only for the kids. No other adults are allowed in there except for the parents to come and get them, so their kids are in a safe place. Right, during the holidays.
And also, before you say that, I wanted to say what you mentioned too, that you said a lot of families are living in cars, so it's an opportunity for the kids to come out and be able to play in a safe environment.
In a safe environment.
While their parents are getting something done.
Exactly. At the holidays now coming up, we're having our Thanksgiving give back at the park, and that is actually on Thanksgiving Day. So we come out in the morning. We have a coming up, I want to say it's November 11th. I could be wrong, and I apologize for this. We have a turkey drive going on with one of the organizations that we work with, and people provide turkeys. And the day before Thanksgiving, we actually cook them, make the food, and we serve a hot turkey.
Do you guys make all the food?
We come out and
so
make
your
the
volunteers all make the food. It's
Correct.
not a restaurant
No.
that's providing
No.
food.
No, it's not.
And you bring it out in trays
Correct.
and lay it. Wow.
Yes.
And are you making it at your home?
No.
Or
We have a facility that have opened up to us to be able to make the turkeys there with commercial ovens, because obviously making one turkey at a time is going to be impossible. But we do make turkey and ham, so they have a full Thanksgiving hot meal for them. And
so you need volunteers.
We absolutely need volunteers
to come and cook.
Could you come and cook?
Chop, cut up,
chop,
prep,
to cut
mix.
up, to prep, to mix. Absolutely.
Send people your way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We do not. We
I'm out
don't.
of spots.
Yeah,
I
we
need-
don't
I need-
have.
I need to
we
send
don't
people
have
to
That's
spots.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
That's
will take
awesome.
anybody
Fantastic.
who is willing to come out and
I
when
will
is
be
that
there.
prep day?
Yes, that prep day is the day before
Thanksgiving.
on Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before. I will put the information will be provided on our website,
Awesome.
LA on Cloud 9. We have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, we have a website. So anybody willing to go, we are laoncloud9.org. If you'd like to donate for that also too, we would be happy to take any
Donate
donations.
foods and-
We say that it's $20 a person that actually will cost
to feed.
feed somebody.
So if you're going to give as a family $40, know that you're going to be able to feed two
Right,
people.
feed two people, correct.
So let me ask both of you, what do you think is the greatest need you see when families come into you? Oh, well, you're dealing with homeless that are on the street mostly or in their cars.
Correct.
Obviously, you have an organization, so they come to you. But what is the greatest need?
It's a good question.
Yeah, right now, the
a
needs
loaded
change.
question.
Right, needs change. I
Okay.
think I can
Oh,
say
that's
needs
fair.
actually change per the season. Our needs at the moment of ours is like hygiene items.
Yep.
You know, we really
That's
are
a big
low on
need.
hygiene items, deodorants, shampoos, toothpaste, things like that. We actually need on a
It's
regular
interesting
basis
that you say
here.
that you need that because people might think, well, why am I going to give shampoo and washcloths if they're homeless and they don't have any place to
But they
go
do.
take a shower? But
But
yeah,
they
people
do.
don't think about that.
They
So
absolutely do. They
these
can
are the
go
things that
wash
are needed.
themselves in a bathroom.
Right.
You know, they can go brush their
gas
teeth at a
station.
gas station, anything like that. A lot of portable, I'm not sure the organization, I apologize again, that set up porta potties and a sink next to it that they can
Well,
actually.
I think Mel's.
Mel's does
right,
that
yeah.
Shower
Shower
of
of
Hope,
Hope,
and
Shower of
you
Hope,
guys
right.
have that too. The Rescue Mission has portable.
Yeah, we have a mobile shower program that goes throughout the valley.
Yeah.
And same thing, actually, hygiene kits, which are small items in a baggie that we give out to each person that showers. That's a huge need.
Right.
And it could be hotel toiletries. It doesn't really
Right.
matter.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
having them in these baggies with all of the essentials that they need to take the shower, and then towels
Yeah.
and different things are our biggest need at the shower units for sure.
Yeah. And so when you put these items together during the week, again, we want to stress that it's all volunteer,
Absolutely.
right?
All
Like the
volunteer.
food that you might get to make sandwiches or whatever. I know that you were telling us earlier that you drive all the way up to Santa Clarita, which is out there, my neck of the woods,
Right.
to get the food
Right,
from
that's
them.
n-
So if
that's
there
not-
are
yeah.
organizations or grocery stores that are listening that want to,
Absolutely.
someone that
Have
has a
need,
boutique,
right.
do they just contact you?
Absolutely, they can contact us. We've had people actually come out and bring 100 cheeseburgers, for us to hand out, which is like a cheeseburger out on the streets is fantastic.
Yeah.
I find good deals sometimes, and I bring hot dogs. And I will actually cook them, wrap them in tin foil with a packet of mustard or ketchup in there, and bring those out to the streets
So,
also too.
Here's a question: how many people do you feed on a
Everyday basis, on a Sunday basis.
Well, on the Sunday, on the weekly, and
Right.
then on your picnic, like how many people come out?
On our weekly basis, we do about between 50 and 100 bags to hand out.
Just depending upon your donations.
Depending upon the
during week.
donations during
Okay.
the week here, whether it's the sandwiches that we get, because we want to have something for everybody. If we only have enough to make 50 sandwiches, we'll make 50 sandwiches, and that's how many bags we'll hand out. If we have enough to make 100, we'll make 100 bags, and that's what we'll hand out. At the picnics, we do between 200 and 300. Sometimes probably more that come out to be able
my
to
gosh.
feed. Yeah, and we want to be able to provide them also too. Is
Yeah.
they sit down and eat. We have tables and chairs. They can sit down and actually eat,
Right.
and we sit amongst them
Right.
and talk to them.
Yes.
And talk to them, so they're having
Again,
a
it's bringing
Thanksgiving
dignity.
family meal
Yes.
with them, because we
Relational
consider them
connection.
family. We
Yeah.
consider them friends.
Yeah.
That's how we greet them, as friends.
Yeah. And so
They're
for this
not-
monthly meal, you need donations for that as well,
Oh,
right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. We
Yeah.
need donations for
And
that.
so do you think that there's so many people because people know that you're doing this on a monthly basis?
Correct.
So you have such a big turnout?
Correct. That is
Wow.
absolutely the reasoning
Do you
why.
see
and stuff.
reoccurring people?
Oh,
Like, do you
absolutely.
the
We
same
see our
people?
same people coming back once a month,
fantastic.
and when we can't have the picnic for some reason or another, they're like, "Well, why weren't you here last month? We missed you."
Yeah.
They come by. They bring their pets by to make sure that they have enough food for their pets, to get their pets groomed, to get a haircut once a month. That's
Yeah.
a big thing, is
Yeah.
getting a haircut,
Yeah.
dignity of a haircut,
Yeah.
or their eyebrows done, the women to get their eyebrows done. We once had a lady doing, threading out there, and
Wow.
to look nice.
Yeah.
To be able to be presentable even for a week,
Yeah.
to look nice before your hair grows out.
Yeah.
That is to make them feel
there are
human.
people that have talents like
Right.
that. If you have a talent, if you have, you know, something to give, to offer, don't think, oh, I don't have anything, or
Right.
I don't know.
have any money to give out and stuff. I'm living paycheck to paycheck also, but maybe I can go out there and give a haircut, or maybe I can go out there and hand out clothes to people, be a smile, because that's one of the big things is we go around to our volunteers and we say smile. Make sure you have that smile on your face, because this is who we're greeting, is people who may not have that. We want to show compassion. Huge thing. We are compassionate.
And you said, so that's in MacArthur Park.
That's in
and
MacArthur
on the
Park.
Sundays you go typically down to where again? Skid Row?
We go down to
Is
Skid
it
Row. We
South
meet
Central?
in South Central at Extra Space Storage. We have our events on our Facebook page. We actually put our events there. So if you look at our events, we have one this Sunday. We meet at noon, and it's usually between 2 and 3 hours, depending on how many people we get and how many donations we get. And we actually hit the streets, so we call it. So
and then the facility, like, is there like, where's your like general facility at, where like people can meet and come and help do bags? Maybe they can't go out, but if they just want to come and help.
That's at the South Central Storage.
Okay.
It's Extra Space Storage on Central Boulevard in LA.
And that's where you prep your bags.
That is where we
and
prep
get
our
everything.
bags. We set up our tables.
So it's
there.
a little bit further out from the valley.
From the valley,
but
correct.
Just get in your car and go.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Get in your car. Yeah. You know, put some gas in. Put shoes on to walk, to be able to walk. You know, put your compassion. That's the biggest thing. Bring your smiles and your compassion. We invite people with kids to come out so they can show the kids. They do have to have, anybody over 13 has to have a parent there or a guardian there because of safety feature, aspect of it. But again, we need donations right now. With the holidays coming, we absolutely, so please, if you would like to donate, we will absolutely accept it.
And Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday's coming up. Guys, November 27th. So these are two amazing organizations. Last week we talked about lisafoundation.org, and now we have the San Fernando Rescue Mission, and we have Cloud9, LA Cloud9?
LA Cloud 9.
LA on Cloud 9. These are fantastic organizations. Give now, or if you are waiting to give on Giving Tuesday, we're
what
presenting.
About you? We didn't get to you. What is your biggest need that you're seeing right now?
Yeah, that's there's a lot of different things that we, as you said, like it rotates a lot. But the small hygiene packs, which is actually a pack that is really best if people bring them already put together. So, it's a small shampoo, soap, conditioner,
and these
lotion,
are things that are easily can be done
toothbrush,
by Girl Scout groups, friend groups, your church groups, your
Absolutely.
people in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Let's send a text message out to everybody. Does anybody have any hotel shampoos? And get the kids together, put them in, come in, drop them off.
Yeah, and then
it's a huge help.
It is. And then for our families, we go through diapers like it's candy.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So the sizes that we need kind of rotate. I think right now they're looking for like 2, 3, and 4. Generally, we're usually in need of 5s and 6s because we go through those pretty quick as well. We have an entire needs list that we put together each month that goes to an email list of people. If you're interested in being on that list, even if you're bringing 1 box of diapers or 2 bottles of shampoo, every little bit helps because it's the community. It's everyone coming together and doing a little because you don't have to do a lot to make a difference. And we're just
and how do you get on that list? How do you get on that list? Is it on the
so
website?
they can email me if they'd like, and I can make sure that they get added to the list.
And that goes out every
month. It goes out the very beginning of the month. That list goes out to the community, and those items are things that directly go into our shower program or into our facility to serving the families that we serve as well. And I mean, if you really are looking for a monetary way to give, I'm sure you guys have giving opportunities.
Absolutely.
We have a direct give through our website where you can literally donate online. So
That's fantastic.
that always helps as well, especially
perfect.
we don't have government funding, so it helps.
Yeah,
Yes. And how are you funded?
Completely donations.
Yeah.
Completely 100% donations. A lot of times it comes out of our own pockets to make the sandwiches, to make,
I was going to say, you're buying your own hot dogs.
Exactly.
And the tin foil.
In the tin foil and everything else.
Because they can do it, you can do it.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm not
We're not
saying
asking you to do what they're doing, but these are two organizations that need help, that are fully funded by volunteers.
By volunteers. This was amazing. Thank you both so much.
Our
Thank you
pleasure.
guys
for
for
being
having
here.
us.
for
Of
doing
course.
what you do.
Exactly.
Like, you guys are really doing God's work. God, universe, fairies, whoever you
Right, whoever,
Pixie
whoever,
dust.
right.
Love it.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
want to just say thank you to the volunteers in the community,
Absolutely.
whether it's our
Yes.
organization, Liz's
Right.
organization, and all the
Yes.
organizations. If you're
Thank
already
you.
volunteering somewhere, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, it means
giving
the
your time
world.
is just
It really does.
Yeah.
This is
to the people who
amazing.
come out here, and thank you guys for having us to be able
course,
to let us
Absolutely.
know.
Of course, you're
You
kidding.
know,
what's
shout it
going
from the
on.
rooftops.
Yes.
then we'll do it.
Yes. So, guys, Giving Tuesday's coming up.
Yep.
These are two. We keep giving you opportunities and organizations that you can participate with. No excuses, and it's all over our social media. But we want to thank Cassie and Liz for being here this morning and for doing the work that you're doing. We want to thank you for watching and listening. Catch us next week on holiday next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday we're having a very powerful show. You're not going to want to miss that.
Get on that newsletter.
Get on that newsletter. And we just want to thank you for watching. We hope you've been informed, educated, and entertained. Catch us next week. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
You're listening to Table for Five with Felicia and Annette, only on LA Talk Radio.